Alrighty, I'm going to give a quick tutorial here on the planning reports, what the expectation is. So under each unit, you'll see a planning report link. You can either click here for just the document, or you can go ahead and click on the link, which is also where you upload the planning report. It's coming. It's opening. I just clicked on that link. Okay, so here's my report. It's going to open in a Word document. All right, so you can see the planning report, and I offer the purpose, but if I can explain it here, if I can see your planning and strategy ahead of time before you submit your first draft, it's much easier on you because sometimes I'll get like a 3-page first draft, and it's either the organization is unclear, the support is insufficient, the thesis does not actually respond to the prompt. And if I can get that feedback to you before you write that first draft, it saves so much time later. Okay, I understand why some students might find this a bit tedious or frustrating, but thinking about your planning, thinking about your strategies ahead of time before you just start typing away that first draft usually makes for a much more solid first draft. It's not unusual that students were getting F's and D's on first drafts, and I find that the students who take this part seriously, who really take the time to write out the planning and think about strategies before typing away, they tend to have better first drafts. Okay, so the prompt you're responding to is, yes, I want you to write it out, because I want it in my head as well without me flipping back and forth in a bunch of pages in the book. So go ahead and type out which prompt you're responding to, not just number 1, okay? Which essays do you plan to use from the reading? So, for example, in the language of advertising, there are 3 essays. Maybe you're only going to use 2 of them. Okay, that's fine. Just let me know in advance which essays you think you're going to use to help support your response. Purpose. What is it you want to plan or strategize? Look back at your prompt. Look back at the question that you're using to set up your whole essay. Usually you need to support something, prove something, demonstrate effects of something. Okay. Okay, the rhetorical strategies, that's like a definition, example, problem solution, cause effect. Those are all different types of rhetorical strategies. I'm going to offer an additional website to you. Believe it or not, I'm going to send you to a Wikipedia site because it has all the rhetorical strategies listed with in this wonderful, easy to read table. So I'm going to provide that link for you. Your working thesis. Let me explain what I mean by that. At this point, if you're in English 102, I believe you know what a thesis statement is. Working thesis means I acknowledge that as a reader, as your instructor, that you're still putting together this essay and your thesis might change a bit. Hopefully it doesn't completely change direction, okay, but I understand that your thesis statement might change or be tweaked from the original, okay? But I want to know where you're going. And what I'm looking for when I review these planning reports is the working thesis and your purpose line up to the prompt you have chosen. Okay, working outline. I'm jumping down here real quick. Same idea. I know, I'm not asking for a formal outline. I'm asking for you to present to me the structure of what your essay is going to be. So you don't even have to do Roman numeral 1, 2, 3. I'm okay if you use 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just giving me the framework. How are you going to support this thesis? Number 6, back to the introduction. I want to know what you're thinking. What's a creative, interesting way to get your reader hooked? How are you going to get your reader engaged and set the tone for the essay? And then, of course, is the challenge or question that you might be having here in the beginning. And if you don't have one, then you don't have one at this point. If you do, then I'm going to definitely, get back to you and respond to what you tell me your challenge or your question is to try to help you out before you commit to that first draft. Okay? So, I think you should be working on your first draft, but you still send your planning report to me, and then I send you some feedback. And that, if a lot of times the feedback comes in forms of questions, like if I let's say rhetorical strategies, and I look at some things, I was like, wow, I think you might also have to provide some definitions for your reader. Do you plan on incorporating any? It doesn't mean you have to. It just means I'm kind of looking ahead, and this is what I'm anticipating on reading, and sometimes I put it in question format for you. Okay, so I hope that you end up finding these useful. Again, you can type right into these documents, okay, right on there.